Just move on up. For peace you can find.
Good afternoon, good morning, wherever you are. It could be evening, it could be in the middle of the night. I don't know, but I'm glad you're watching. I was told that I'm going to have to tie my hands together to do this. So I'm going to do my best to keep my hands down here. And then I was also told that I'm very Southern. And the truth is I am Southern. I'm from Georgia. Okay. So if my Southern accent irritates you, that's just tough. It's tough. Okay. That's it. I mean, what am I really supposed to do about that? Stop being a Southerner? Not going to happen. Anyway, welcome to this episode, if I can put it that way. Maybe that word's just not the right word. Episode. Not trying to do another episode, just trying to help people. So I guess this is an episode here. You tuned in to the channel. I appreciate that. Or you're watching on some form of social media. And I do appreciate you visiting the YouTube channel. Very much so. Thank you so much. So, hey, having started this thing, I want to, here's what I want to do. I want to talk about some things that refer back to some of the other videos that I've done up until now. Today is January 1, by the way, 2024. The new year has started today, and hope that you're choosing to not lay around with a hangover from last night, but I hope you've gotten up this morning and you're ready to hit this year running as fast as you can and doing all that you're capable of doing. So we're going to talk a little bit about money. I've got, like I've said several times, most of you that've watched this, anything to do with this channel, you've heard a little bit of my testimony, how I went from having so much and then losing it, just absolutely giving it away because of my bad decisions, choices, addictions, different things that I was involved with. And so when I talk about walking away from God, I literally walked away from God, and I take full responsibility for that. And here's why. And let me just repeat this again. I take responsibility for my shortcomings and my sin and my walking away, because the day that I woke up and I said, okay, Doug Crumbly, you are responsible for where you are. I also realized something in that split second, that moment of time, that was a defining moment of my life. It was kind of strange how I got up one morning. I'm thinking about my life. I'm thinking about where I had gotten to. I was thinking about the decisions that I had made. And I realized that there's no way that I can have a better future if I don't take responsibility for my past. In other words, I take responsibility for my past. That gives me, it was an epiphany. It really was an epiphany. That gives me the confidence to know that if I'm responsible for what happened to me, then I'll be responsible for what happens to me in the future. Changed my whole life. And got me on a journey of reading books and, watching good YouTube videos. I have to admit, like a lot of you watching today, listen, we get caught up in the habit of watching those shorts, videos and Instagram and, you're just flipping. You're going to have to stop doing that. And you're going to have to start watching things that bring content to your life. I'm not saying that what they're doing, a lot of times it's good business, right? So having said all that, listen, we're going to take the brakes off in 2024. We are. I am, and I hope that you are, and I hope that I can help you make the decisions that are necessary for you to prosper hugely this year. Put a goal in mind. You need a goal. If you don't have a goal of where you're going, then you're going to reach it every time. So at least have a simple goal of how much money that you want to have by the end of the year in a bank account. Maybe it's just, you've got to do that. I know what I'm believing for. I know what I'm striving for. I know what I'm working towards, and I know I'm going to get it. And so that's going to be, by the end of the year, I will have this much money and totally debt free. And so that is a goal of mine, and you should have a goal as well. I mean, if you're going to start out 2024 right, And today we're only talking about finances. The number one, you have to have a goal. And let me just really, really make this simple and very practical. And let me turn my phone down so it doesn't interrupt me anymore with all my emails that I'm getting. Yeah, that was an email. Most of you watching this, you have a full-time job. And so just for illustration's sake, let's say that your full-time job pays you to show up. They pay you to do the work. And let's just round it out at maybe, let's say that you make $100,000 a year at that job. First thing you need to do is ask yourself, in setting the right goal, does that pay everything and not just, just the bills? Because you're going to have to build a budget or, create a budget with you and your spouse. But does it pay all the bills and allow you enough to put money in the bank? All right. And for us, probably most of us watching, a portion of that needs to be what you give. You've heard this. My pastor's wife said it yesterday. She preached yesterday. It was a really amazing message at the church I attend. And, she said this, she says, I've never met a broke giver. I've never met anyone who gives to God and is broke. And that's true. That's true. And so if you're going to prosper in 2024, if we're going to prosper, then we're going to have to start out creating a budget that the first part of that is our gift, our giving, our tithing, our 10% we give. The rest of that's the bills and the budgets. But at the end of it, you've still got to have enough money to put in savings. You've got to have enough money to put towards retirement. And you've got to have some disposable income to just go freaking have fun. Okay, so that's the way it needs to look. And so imagine if you make $100,000 a year and you're living paycheck to paycheck. And many of you watching, a good portion of you watching today, you live paycheck to paycheck. And so that means that you've got to make some different decisions this year. You have to. If I want to move from living paycheck to paycheck, guess what I've got to do? Doug has to make better decisions this year. Doug has to approach 2024 differently with his mindset and his decisions than he did in 2023. And you're going to have to do the same thing. If you are going to prosper and have more money in 2024, you will have to stop doing some of the things that you've done and that you've been doing that are habits 2023, and you'll have to create new ones for 2024. Now, if you don't get that, if you're looking for some magical moment, get rich quick scheme, and that's what typically a lot of them are, most of them are, winning the lottery. And if you want to go down that route, then, that's your choice. Go. Come see me again next year when it's ready to go into 2025. But if you want to make some real changes, then stick with me. Follow along, subscribe to this channel, follow along, share, like, comment. I want to hear back from you. And let's make 2024 our best year ever. Okay? Can we do that? Can we agree that 2024 is going to be our best year? Can we do that? All right. So we're talking about budgets. You need a budget. So budget, figure this out. Figure out how much money you have coming in that you can spend. All right. When you go through your bills, see if there's things that you can get lowered. See if there's things that you can remove. Some of you listen to me. You don't need a Netflix, Prime Video, cable bill, YouTube, Prime, you don't need all that stuff. You don't need to invest all that money in your own entertainment when there's so much better that you can do in your life. Because think about that. You did that in 23. Think about all the hours you invested into watching videos and movies and series and all that in 2023. Well, look at where you are. I mean, that is a huge thing right there. So find those things in your budget that you can cancel, do away with, and then get a good picture of how much money you have and how much needs to go out. and then look at the difference. The second thing you can do, probably by the time you do this, you're going to realize I need to make more money. I need to make more money. The rest of the video, we're going to camp on that subject, and I'm going to talk about some things that you can do now that will help you make more money in 2024. But I can tell you right now from the beginning, here at the get-go, from the start, it's going to take some hustle. It's going to take some work. I want you to really let that resonate. If you're going to have more money in 2024 than you had in 2023, you and your spouse have to make some decisions, and you have to make them now. You do. So one of the things, you got your budget, you got it set aside, you're looking at, you think, okay, I can do this if all I want is what I have now. I can pay everything, can't really go anywhere, can't really travel, but working this 40-hour-a-week job, we can make it unless inflation happens, unless the gas goes up to $3.50 or more again, unless. And you can't depend on that it's going to stay the same, because it's never stayed the same. It's going to go up. So that leaves us with this other thing. We have to generate more income. Let's look at some normal things that people typically do. One, and this is a bad mistake, they get more credit. So they go out and they get these free credit cards. I know that there's a guy on YouTube, and I watch him a lot. He's got some really good stuff. But his whole channel is devoted to these partnership programs that he has with banks and businesses and loan companies and credit card companies. And he'll talk about how to get money from them. Here's the steps. And he does a really good job. So if you're needing, credit for a reason that you're going to use it, not it ends up using you, then credit can be a good thing sometimes. However, I will tell you this, credit card companies are lying to us. They are flat out lying. They'll offer, this 5.9% interest, or, even 18% interest, or 18 to 25% interest. And by the time it's all said and done, you may have $1,000 in credit card debt. And if you just pay the minimal, 10, 20 years or longer to just pay back that $1,000. And so they're making a lot more than 25% off that credit card. It's crazy at how much debt Americans have accumulated and are refusing to get out of debt. So you get into a cycle of that, and that's hard. You think, okay, I need to buy this, so I want to go get credit to do this. And then we begin to be reliant upon credit cards and loans and all this stuff. And it's really damaging our economy. It's damaging our families. It's hurting people. So there's better alternatives, but that is an alternative. Number one, you can go get a credit card. You can go get a loan. You can, it's unlimited. I got a credit card last year, and I just thought, well, I'll just apply. I heard someone talking about how easy it is to get, and they gave me a just no collateral, nothing, $20,000 credit card, $20,000 limit, just like that. Yeah. So, it's a business that works. And so credit card companies realize that Americans are strapped, Americans are needing, Americans have gotten into an addictive culture of buying, and spending. And they play on that. And that's why they're so wealthy. So you can do that if you like. I don't recommend it, but getting a loan, getting a credit card, that's one way to improve. But I want to show you how to make money. That's your money. You're making money for you. So there's a couple things, and this may be very controversial, and I don't care if it is. I mean, if you've got something controversial to say, just prove me wrong before you give me your opinion on this. But number one, outside budget, outside loans, credit cards, and all that, have you thought about starting a business? Yeah, most of you have. You thought, man, I need to start a business. What kind of business do I do? Well, let me give you some practical things about starting a business. Yeah, starting a new business. One thing I'd recommend that you do this year, and you can email me, I'll be glad to help you. Only thing that any of my help that I give people, I don't do it for free, but some things I do give away, obviously. But I don't just do a lot of free stuff, but I will help you, and it'll be very practical communication, very practical advice. You don't have to buy anything from me or anything like that. However, I'm giving you good advice. It's going to make you a profit. It's just right that I charge you for it. So, well, we have a clear understanding there, right? Okay. But I can help you. I'm glad to. First thing you need to do is get you your own LLC. LLC. I highly recommend you do that. Let me just say this so I don't get myself in trouble. Speak to an attorney, find you an attorney. I'm not an attorney. Find you a good attorney and a good accountant and they'll help you walk through all that. But start your own LLC. And if you don't know the name if you just can't figure something out, use your name. I've got one, Douglas Crumbly, LLC, and I've got my own name, Douglas Crumbly, obviously. But put it in your name and then start, working it as a business. You've got to have a storehouse out there for God to bless. So you've got your LLC, and then figure out the next part of that, the next stage of that, the next step. Figure out what you want to do with that LLC. Maybe make it so, generic that you can buy property. Have you thought about that? Good money to be made in real estate. Buying property, residential property, commercial property, depends on how big you want to be. You could buy land and resell it. You can buy buildings and rent them out. You can buy homes and lease them or flip them. But you need to start an LLC no matter what you do. The other thing that LLCs are good for, and I have mine, and I can talk, certainly would love to talk to anybody that wants to speak about this, and this would be free conversation, is an MLM. I know what you're thinking. I know you're thinking this because I've heard people who are just kind of ignorant when it comes to MLMs. They say some things that they really shouldn't say because it's not true. But you hear things like, well, that's just a pyramid scheme. Well, the federal government stepped in and got involved with that several years ago. And first off, pyramid schemes are illegal. So there's a lot of really good quality MLMs out there. There's tons of them, from anything from food and I started to say substances. I didn't mean that. Food and nutrition and health and exercising to legal advice to, all sorts of MLMs out there that you can get involved with. Mine is Pure. If you're interested in looking at that, it's livepurenow.life or livepurenow.life. 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 You can go there, check it out. It's a very good, high paying, easy to sell. You don't have to bombard your friends about stuff. It's stuff that people are already buying. It's that important. And very, very good company. And the pay structure is very aggressive. So you can look at the one that I'm involved with. Please, I'd love for you to be a part of that and help us help people with good health. And, we work together as a team. Anybody that comes in with me, you're on my team, and we're going to grow this thing, and we'll grow it through social media and everything else. You're not having to go to your moms and your dads. And in fact, my sisters, brother, parents don't even know I do this. They've never heard me go over to the family reunion or the family gatherings, and they have to, they see Doug coming and go the other room because they think I'm going to come in there and high pressure them with some Amway cells or something like that, which is not happening. And so you have to be thinking about having an MLM. I had a very good businessman. In fact, we're going to be interviewing him on here in a couple weeks. Robert Watkins, a tremendously successful business leader, marketplace, and ministry. He is the CEO and founder of Kings and Priests and Conquer Worldwide, and just does a lot of good stuff and has made a lot of money doing different things. And he'll tell you flat out, there's two things that every man needs and owns: have his own business. He needs to have part of an MLM, and be in real estate. If you want to make money, those are 3 fast tracks to becoming very wealthy. Start your own business, figure out some things you want to do with it. Maybe have a Shopify store or something like that. You can drop ship, you can affiliate market, you can digital market, you can do Instagram. So there's all kind of ways to make money online. The problem is we never pull the trigger because we don't trust the people giving us the message, because we don't want to be a part of an MLM and make all of our friends mad at us. Well, forget that. If you're going to make money in 2024, an MLM is an integral, vital part of your portfolio for you and your business to make money. So in summary, we'll just put it this way. In summary, stay away from credit cards if you can. Try to not have to get so much credit in 2024. The other thing, consider starting your own business, LLC. Be glad to help you with that, give you some advice, send you in the right direction. Discover an MLM that you'd like to be a part of. Again, you can talk to me. Go to livepurenow.life. Check that out. Send me an email. We'll talk further about that. I'll call you. And, consider some sort of real estate. Maybe take a course, take a class on how to buy a next house or your next investment home or something like that. The real estate market is not going to go away. And so it's always a good choice. Let's make 2024 a good year for us. And I guess if we really want to summarize the summary about today, it's this: think differently, have a different mindset on 2024 than you did on 2023. Listen, it's still good to make resolutions. It's still good to put that out there and talk about things you're going to do, when it concerns your health and your wealth and your relationships and things like that. And if you'll remember, told you that earlier last month on one of our videos, that we need to make our health, our money, and our relationships a top priority in 2024. Listen, it's important. It's very important. And you're going to have to make some different decisions. I don't want to sugarcoat any of these videos. I don't want to hype things up. I really want to just speak the truth to you. And let's make 2024 a really good year. All right, let me pray for you. Before we close this, I want to pray for you and remind you of a couple things. Please make sure you subscribe to this channel. Please share it. Hit that little bell right there, that little jingle to let you know that when it'll give you notifications that new videos have been uploaded to our channel. You know that we do a couple things. Every now and then I'm going to post some funny shorts. I'm also going to post some shorts videos just to keep you updated on what's happening. We talk about church health, we talk about your health, and we talk about prodigal sons. And so that's what this channel is all about. And I guess you could summarize it by saying we just like to help people. And so we're going to give you practical ideas and wisdom and teachings and different things to better the health of the church, better your overall health. And when I say that, I mean your physical health, spiritual health, mental health, emotional health, and financial health. We're going to talk about all those things on these videos, and then gearing up for some prodigal son events that we're doing, especially here in Atlanta. All right, subscribe, send me an email. Let's stay in touch and share these videos. God bless you. I pray for you today. I pray that God's blessings throughout this entire year, that this will absolutely be your best year ever. Listen, something good is going to happen to you today. Just believe God for it. Can you do that? God bless you guys. Amen. I'll see you next time.